Hi guys, this is me going to talk you through the next topic, okay, which was using the actual speed time graphs to work out 4 different tasks. The first task was just to describe what's happening. The second task was to try and work out the accelerations. The third task was for you to then work out the distance travelled. And then finally the fourth task, which was you to work out the average speed. Now obviously you've all got the stuff. I'll quickly sketch the graph, okay, of what it looked like. Now this here, again, all I wanted you to do this week was to actually just copy up the notes so that you've got worked examples in your jotter, so that next week when I'm going to actually set you a load of these types of questions to actually do, okay? So all I'm doing is just putting the important numbers in, which is number 4 there. Oh, sorry, that was 5. So it's 5. That was 7. And that one is 9. This height here was 10. And that height there was 18. That was your speed in meters per second. And this is time in seconds. Okay. Now obviously when you were doing this, you should have copied this all into your jotter so you had it there. And it should have been nice and neatly drawn with a ruler. Okay. This is your notes jotter that you're going to look back on for many times so you can actually be able to do these types of questions. Okay, so that's the graph that you were given, and it just said at the top graph 1, which you were to work your way through. Okay, so if I look at the first one, all it's wanting you to do is, again, you were just copying it. So it's just to describe what's happening. So if you think from here to here, because this was A, B, C, and D. Okay, so all I'm wanting to know is from the start to A, what's happening more. Because that's a slanted line up the way, which is a positive gradient, that means it must be accelerating. So that's all I was looking for, was constant acceleration. It's now a straight line across, so its speed's not changing, so it would be a constant speed. Here again the line is a positive gradient, so therefore it must be a acceleration. And then here is a constant deceleration because the line is sloping down. So that was all we were looking for in task 1. Now again, you've copied that and that should be fine. But again, a few people just didn't bother copying all the actual notes down. That was the whole point, is to have this in your jotter. Okay? Now, the next task is to then work out accelerations. So if you think about it, if I'm going from O to A, well, what is my shopping list? So I do A, V, U, and T. So for this first section here, I know my starting speed, my initial speed is 0, because that's what I got from the graph. What is my final speed? So at the end of this line, the speed is 10 meters per second. And how long did that take me? So I look along the bottom and I see that it's 5 seconds. So then all I do is A equals V take U over T, which is nice and simple. 10 take away 0 all over 5, which gives me 2 meters per second, because it's an acceleration, squared. Okay, now again, all the notes show you all the different bits of how to do all them, so I'm not going to keep doing them. The only one I would make sure you remember is, in part C, remember it's the final speed that's 0 and the initial speed that's 18, so it should be 0 take away 18. And again, the time taken for that, well, it's from 9 to 12, so that would be 3 seconds. That seems to be a mistake a lot of folk are making, as well as they're using the whole time. You're only using, for example, this line, it's from 7 to 9, so those seconds would be 2 seconds. Okay? Very simple. Now, that's an example of how to do task 2. I'm now going to show you how to do task 3, because I think this is the one that confuses a lot of people. What you've got to do is, with my graph, I've now got to split my graph up into either rectangles or triangles. Okay? So the easiest way to do that was if I just bring a line down here, this becomes my first triangle. Now, on the actual graph, they use Roman numerals. You can label it just 1. That can just be area 1. Okay? So, 1. Then what I'm going to do is, again, I need to make it, so this area here, if I get rid of that wee line there, this big rectangle here is then going to be my area 2. Up here, this wee triangle will be area 3, and then this triangle here will be area 4. Okay? Now, what I'm then going to show you is I'm going to draw it out just to spread it out slightly. So here is triangle, and that's going from 0 to 5, so the bottom line would be 5. Up and down the way, it's going from 0 up to 10, so that's 10. I'm now going to draw my next bit, which was a rectangle. Now again on the rectangle, it's going from 5 to 9, so the difference between 5 and 9 is 4, so that's my base. And again, I'm going from 0 up to 10. I've then got my next wee triangle, which again, it's going from the base was 7 to 9, so that would be 2. And then up the way, it's going from 10 up to 18, so that would be 8. And then finally, I've got my last big triangle. Again, these are not to scale, obviously, it's just so I've got them drawn in. I'm going from 9 to 12, so 12 take away 9 would give me 3. And I'm going the maximum height, which is from 0 all the way up to 18. So that would be 18. Okay, so that's my 4 triangles, and 3 triangles and 1 rectangle that I'm going to try and work out. So on the next page, it then said area 1. Okay, equals, and all it's basically showing you is this is a triangle. Now you know from maths, if you want to work out the area of a triangle, it would be a half base times height. Now this might confuse you a wee bit. It's just some of you might do it as length times breadth and all these kind of things. I just always do base height, base height, base height, no matter if it's a triangle or a rectangle. So that might have confused a couple of you. So all I'd do is a half times 5 times 10. When I do that quickly in my head, that would be 25. I then do area 2. Now this time it's a rectangle, so it's just going to be base times height, or as I said, you might do LB, it doesn't matter, whatever one you feel comfortable with. So again, the base for me is 4, the height for me is 10. So therefore, that would be 40. I then do area 3. Triangle again, so it's a half B times H, which equals a half times 2 times 8. Now that then becomes 8. And finally, area 4 equals, it's another triangle, so it's a half B times H, which is a half times 3 times 18, which would just be 27. So that's me got the distances at each part. Now what I need to do is, I want my total distance. Okay, and total distance is equal to all of them added together, which is 100 metres. Okay guys, so that's all we're looking for task 3. You just need to break it down. Now that was a hard graph, I'm not going to lie, that's a harder one. That's harder than any of the ones I'm going to give you as homework for next week. But that's why it was the worked example, so you've got a worked example of the hardest type you could possibly have. Okay, so then we've got the final bit, which was task 4, where all it wants to know is what was your average speed for the whole journey. So what you've got to look at is, okay, so we know for average speed, dvt. So if we go back up to the top, what was the total time for the whole journey? Well, it went from 0 to 12, so my time would be 12 seconds. The distance, I've just worked it out here, which would be 100 metres. So then to get my average speed, I just do v equals d over t, which is 100 divided by 12, which again, if we quickly do in the calculator, 100 divided by 12 gives me 8.33. Now remember, I know there's lots and lots of 3's, but what do we always do in physics? 3 significant figures. So that would be the 8.33 metres per second. Okay, now guys, all you were supposed to do this week was just copy up the notes. I wasn't asking you to do anything like a workout and all that, it was just copying for this week. The mixed tutorial, a lot of you had already finished that in class, so we shouldn't have had any issue with that. I didn't get as many homework replies as I expected. Make sure you now get this all copied up, because I'm about to post on Monday's morning all your homework for next week. Okay guys, see you later, bye.